welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Mary Elizabeth Lovelace, and in today's video I'm going to go over all of my books and why you should read them. This is basically an introduction into my entire universe. It won't be too long of a video, it'll be really short, but as you're reading the books, I felt inclined to make this video because you sort of get like a gist of what everything's about. So starting with The Ring. The Ring is a dark romance fantasy novel. It's off with Krissa and her palace is being invaded. Then automatically she has to get safety. She is being sent away. Her family's being taken apart. And then she's accompanied by Michael, the knight. Her and Michael end up having a really cute light feminine romance, but as you get deeper into the novel, I do this weird thing where I trick you into thinking it's like a light romance novel, but it slowly descends into something else. And it gets darker and deeper, and the novel tricks you in a way. Anyways, they end up in the vampire territory, and she runs into Candor, the king of the vampire clans, who is very obsessive, very possessive. And you learn that he has feelings for her too. I won't completely spoil the ending, but that is book one. That is the premise, and it was very fun to write. It was the first book in this series that I wrote, and it completely blew up on Wattpad, and that is what made me want to publish it. Now, The Stone centers her daughter, Victoria. Victoria is struggling with so many things. She's a drug addict, but she's also a vampire princess who loves to party, and she has like this toxic boyfriend. But all in the midst of this, her entire world is being burned down. Like, she's in the middle of war, like it's literally war season, and she wants to leave her kingdom. She wants to leave the luxury and everything, and she almost does until she runs into Jasper Stone. And then this is where the story delves into something more lighter. He teaches her what it is to love. He teaches her kindness, empathy, all the things that she'd never learned in her entire life. I really enjoyed writing The Stone because it shows how just because something horrible has happened to you, just because something broken has happened to you, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. You know, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve kindness and compassion just because you've been through something dark, you know? The Stone is a lot heavier than The Ring in that sense because it actually tackles like real life issues and like things that you go through every single day. But I like that story because it shows you that you are not your darkness. You know, you can overcome things. And The Ring actually does tie into, or I'm sorry, The Stone does tie into The Ring, like they're connected. But Victoria's story specifically, I know people who like stories like that will find a lot of value in her book. I really enjoyed writing that book. The Vision is where things get slightly chaotic because it's like everything is coming together. So this is like a dual POV book. This has all the characters from The Ring and The Stone. It's basically the expanded universe version of the book, and it's the apocalypse, and it's everything happening at once. Jasper and Victoria are getting married. You have the vampires with the war and everything. It's like everything got sandwiched together, and this feels like the most adventurous, or no, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say this is like the most Avengers out of the entire book series, honestly. It's more adventurous. It still does have that dark romance aspect to things. Like, I'm a dark romance girly. Like, I will always write that. But The Vision is definitely more action-packed. It's more fun. And it feels earned emotionally because you know the characters at this point, and there's just so many storylines. You just have to read it. But basically, the apocalypse is happening. Jasper and Victoria are trying to get married. The vampires are still in the war. And overall, I honestly love this book because all the characters are developed, and I just love it. Last Crown was a fan favorite of mine. I'm my own personal fan. I like Last Crown because I think it's the coolest concept ever. So basically, Jasper gets stuck in this Hell Dominion time prison, and it's because of the actions that he did in The Vision. So basically, in my universe, time is able to punish you, like if you disobey time, because it has time travel in my books. Anyways, he disobeyed time, and then he got stuck inside of a Hell Dominion time prison where he's repeating the same emotional loops over and over again. And the book is it was really fun to write because it was very psychological, and oddly enough, it still does have romance. It still does, not really dark romance because Jasper and Victoria are more of a different couple than like the first set of couples, but it still does have that romance, but it's just a different type. But overall, I love playing around with like the psychological, slightly horror thing. It was just very fun to write, and it was definitely interesting writing about like a time prison. And it sort of gets, weirdly enough, philosophical like towards the end of the novel. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it comes from studying like manifestation texts. I have no idea, but it is very informative and I low-key love it. Anyways, that is the 4th book of the series. And right now I am writing book 0. Book 0 is called The Princess Game. When that book is finished and when that book is published, I will make a separate video talking about the Princess Games. Basically, she is the mother of the girl from book 1, and it's her origin story and how she sort of becomes queen and how she starts this domino effect. And it's been very fun to write and very interesting. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. My name is Mary Elizabeth Lovelace. More videos to come. I want to do like vlogs and stuff and like actually show my life and like who I am, because I feel like low-key no one knows me, but that is going to change. And yeah, like I want to do writing vlogs, maybe even reading vlogs, and most of all, I think I want to inspire other girls like me, because I remember like when I was first publishing on even Wattpad or Amazon, I was so scared and I felt like no one would read my stuff. And honestly, it's not even about someone reading your stuff. It's about putting yourself out there and proving it to yourself that you can actually do something. And usually when you get the ball rolling, you'll attract readers and people anyway. But yes, I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you again next time.